Well, Fresh Baked, to my total surprise, late last night, I got word that Governor Newsom is going to end the stay-at-home order, the current stay-at-home order in California, and we will be returning to the color-coded tier system that we were in just a few months ago. The order that we're under right now prohibits both indoor and outdoor dining, but otherwise, is essentially the same as the color-coded tier system. And for fans of this show, that meant that obviously Disneyland was closed, but also limited our options at Downtown Disney to just shopping. What this means today, assuming that the rumor is true, is that we can begin again to eat and drink at Downtown Disney and Buena Vista Street. It will essentially be just like it was right before Christmas. And yes, while this is good news for fans of Disneyland and Downtown Disney, we are still miles away from opening Disneyland. You'll recall that the tiers were from worst to best: purple, red, orange, and yellow. And Disneyland was going to be permitted to open in yellow. We're over here in purple. So we'd have to beat purple, then beat red, then beat orange, and then be in yellow for, a couple of weeks to, show some sort of consistency, like that you're embedded in that yellow tier. So yeah, we still have a long way to go, but at least it's nice to know that we can eat and drink again. Now, imagine that for a second. It's exciting that we're back to the tier system, back in purple. That is considered an upgrade. That's the normal now that we're trying to get back to, just being able to eat and drink in Downtown Disney. We have completely forgotten about Disneyland, it seems like. Anyway, no other details are known at the moment. My assumption is that they have seen data or seen enough data to suggest that the situation with the ICU capacity is no longer a problem. As a matter of fact, I read a few days ago that the Sacramento region recently had their stay-at-home order lifted. I didn't even hear this. That was news to me. And apparently it was news to them when it happened. It was such a surprise, as is the case here when it happens, if it does. It was such a surprise that they weren't even ready to open. The restaurants, et cetera, weren't ready. It does jive, knowing that they opened Sacramento, overnight. Same thing for NorCal. I guess the Bay Area is the same way. So this rumor does have some basis in what's already happened in other areas. But to be honest, I don't really understand any of this. Cases, deaths, ICU beds, any measurable that you could come up with. To my understanding, we are in a worse position than we were when the thing started. So either there's some secret data that we don't know about, or maybe they've just given up. Again, it's a total mystery, and I feel like we're all just sort of sitting here waiting for something to make sense. I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of theories suggested in the comments when this video gets posted. I can't speak to any of it. The only thing that I know for sure is that I don't know anything at all. I am not a scientist. I am not a politician. I'm just a guy who he wouldn't mind going to Disneyland from time to time. But having said all that, hopefully Disney is ready. I'm sure they will be. They've been on standby basically for a while now. And, if there's any company that I can trust to know that, that they've got things handled, at least as well as a company can have things handled. I'm sure they've made mistakes and they're going to make more mistakes, but they're going to do as well as anybody could in this situation. So with that said, what's next? Apart from trying to get to the yellow tier. First, I'm guessing, is whether or not to open up more of California Adventure or to open up Main Street in Disneyland. In the case of Main Street, I think the fear there, the reason why we haven't gotten any more progress on that, is a fear of overcrowding. There would be capacity limits, I'm sure. They're not worried about overcrowding inside of Disneyland on Main Street. But you've seen the lines for Downtown Disney. That's just with Downtown Disney and Buena Vista Street. The lines fill up the parking lot across from the Paradise Pier Hotel. Now, of course, opening Main Street and more of California Adventure, Cars Land, Avengers Campus, that kind of thing, would create more capacity. Therefore, they could let more people in, and that would alleviate some of the pressure from the crowds waiting outside to get into Downtown Disney. So, that extra demand could be met. But it's been mentioned to me, and it's a point that I hadn't really ever considered, but it makes a lot of sense. There may be some guests who just don't want to leave Main Street when it's time to go, that they're just going to stay on Main Street for hours. Surely Main Street would reach capacity in about 9 seconds. I have no doubt of that. So Disney wouldn't be able to let any new guests in until some of those guests have left. But if they don't, then that queue starts to grow and grow and grow. That queue waiting to get into Disneyland. And again, that capacity, that demand could be met with the use of a virtual queue. Again, very effective, the virtual queue. However, those guests also aren't going to be going anywhere. So all the guests that are waiting in the virtual queue are now going to be occupying space in downtown Disney, and they're going to be occupying space in Buena Vista Street. In other words, it's a very complex situation that there's no easy answer for. It's a fluid situation, and the end result is that there's going to be a lot of people in downtown Disney if they were to open up Main Street. So like I said, I don't envy how hard it is to manage all that demand on Disney's side. But with that, for now, we've got some good news. We can dine again, hopefully, assuming this rumor is true, like I said. We can dine again at downtown Disney. It's a small thing. And hopefully, everybody's ready for that, prepared for that, to still be mindful of everybody else's health and safety, wearing a mask and maintaining social distance. And that's it, guys. That's what we know so far. I'm sure more information will be made available in very short order once this is confirmed. And of course, we'll keep our eyes and ears open for more information as it develops. So stay tuned to FreshBaked to keep up to date as things happen. Until then, thank you very much for watching. We love you. Stay kind, stay safe, and FreshBaked. Sorry, guys, quick postscript. Something that I forgot to mention that I had been trying to follow up on. It had been suggested to me or told to me that there was going to be legislation brought to the state to try to allow for theme parks to open up in the orange tier as opposed to the yellow tier, which is our current situation. That was supposed to happen a few weeks ago. And now I haven't been able to confirm if that legislation ever did get brought, or if it did, whether or not it passed, or if it's still pending or anything like that. I haven't been able to find anything or come up with any confirmation on that. So I'm going to look into that further. Just wanted to add this at the end, just to let you guys know that things are already, they're trying to work towards making it quicker, getting to that orange tier. Also, there's a rumor that we could have outdoor dining as soon as Friday. Once this gets confirmed tomorrow, probably, we could have outdoor dining as soon as Friday. So I wasn't sure if the thought was they could just, snap their fingers and people could start serving again. It may take a minute, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why it would be just Friday. Actually, that seems like kind of a long time now that I think about it. But anyway, sorry for having to postscript this at the end for you guys. And it's more of a ramble than it is a scripted bit. But I wanted to add that. So thanks again, guys. Be safe, be kind, and FreshBaked.